Hey guys, and welcome to the patch notes for the 14th of March 2018 patch for Black Desert. So this patch has some pretty exciting news in that the level 56 Rabams skills have been added. There's also a brand new team battle system, and they've reworked the final battle system for Guild Wars, as well as changed a few things and added a brand new Lucky Clover event. So, to start off with, the Rabams Enlightenment skill enhancement has been added. You can combine two main weapon skills to create a new skill once you reach level 56. You choose a skill from the skill enhancement section of the skill window to learn an enhanced skill, and you can only learn one of the two enhanced skills. You can reset the enhanced skill using Armstrong's skill guide. So, there are currently two choices for each class. The warrior has ground smash plus ground roar to make seismic strike, or ground smash plus piercing spear to make frenzied spear. The sorceress can combine Bloody Calamity with either Shadow Eruption or Rushing Crow to make Shadow Ignition or Crow Nightmare. The Berserker can combine Raging Thunder with Wrath of the Beast or Tackling Rock to create Feral Rage or Feral Stampede. The Ranger can choose from Charging Wind to create Penetrating Wind and Blasting Gust to create Squall Shot and Tearing Shot. The Tamer can use Fearful Trembling with Halang, Surging Tide, or Void Lightning to create Horror Slam or Resonance. Valkyrie can use Heaven's Echo with either Breath of Elion or the Celestial Spear to create Celestial Cry or Celestial Smite. Musa can combine Musa Spirit with either Blind Thrust or Rising Storm to make Ultimate Musa Spirit or Steel Gale. Meiwa can combine Meiwa's Will with either Blind Thrust or Chaos Red Moon to create Ultimate Meiwa's Will or Chaos Crimson Gust. Witch and Wizard can both combine Sage's Memory with Healing Lighthouse for Sage's Light. Witch can also combine Sage's Memory with Lightning for Sage's Rage, whereas Wizard can combine Sage's Memory with Fireball for Sage's Thunder. You'd kind of think those two names would be switched around. Lightning would make Thunder and Fireball would make Rage, but oh well. Kunoichi can use Smokescreen Ninjutsu Concealment with Smokescreen Tendon Cutter. Smokescreen Ninjutsu with Concealment and to make Ninjutsu Oni Shadow. And Smokescreen plus Tendon Cutter can make Ninjutsu Sinew Cut. Ninja can use Smokescreen plus Ninjutsu Concealment to make Oni Shadow as well, and Smokescreen plus Shuriken Flight to make Shuriken Moondive. The Striker can use Flow Mass Destruction plus Wolf's Fang to create Rising Wolf Fang, or Flow Mass Destruction plus Flash Step to create Flow Backstep. Mystic can use Rage Hammer plus Triple Flying Kick to make Nature's Wrath, or Rage Hammer plus Roaring Tiger to make Unbridled Wrath. And finally, the Dark Knight can use Lunacy of Vidir plus Shadow Bullet to make Shadow Strike, or Lunacy of Vidir plus Corrupt Ground to make Wrath of Vidir. So obviously the best choice will differ for each class. I'm not going to go over that in the patch notes video, but I will have a separate video later kind of discussing which ones are best. But this is pretty exciting. This is only the very first one. We've only got level 56 enhancements. We should be getting enhancements for later levels later on. So it's good to finally have the Rabam skill enhancements. Next up, Team Battle has been added. So this is a brand new sort of PvP match. Adventurers level 56 and above are eligible to participate in team battles, which can be accessed from the escape menu. Team battles may be engaged in the following servers: Balanos 2, Serendia 2, Calpheon 2, Medea 2, and Valentia 2. 10 participants can enter one game, and the next game cannot begin until the previous game concludes. The teams will be split into 2 players of 5 players each based on their total AP and DP, so their gear score. The 2 players of the highest total, second highest, third, fourth, and fifth being split into each team automatically to try and make it fair, and the remaining 5 will be split to make up lacking gear score requirements on one team or the other. Once teams are selected, up to a maximum of 3 rounds of matches will take place. If one team wins the first and second round, the battle ends, and the third round of matches will not take place, so it's a best out of 3. The participant with the highest total of AP and DP, so the highest gear score on each team, will become the team leader. And they are a 1v1 style match. The leader of each team will choose which members will participate in this portion of the match. After brief preparation time, the selected participants in each team are moved to the ring in the center of the 1v1 match arena. So don't go outside the ring or you'll be disqualified. And stepping out for more than 5 seconds will accrue 1 warning. 3 warnings will disqualify the participant from the match. So one of Berserkers could just throw people outside the match and have them stay there, or if it won't count if you're knocked down or knocked back. There is a time limit, so it's just like the Arena of Arsha, where whoever has the highest percentage of their health remaining at the end of the time limit wins. The winner of the previous match will proceed to do battle in the upcoming match. The defeated team will have to choose a new participant of the remaining 4 to do battle in the following match. And the team with all 5 participants defeated in the 1 versus 1 matches will lose the round. The third round, if you get there, is not a 1 versus 1 match, it's a team deathmatch with all, pretty much it's a 5-on-5. So it'll be a pretty exciting fight. And the team that beats all the other team's members in the 5-on-5 wins the fight. So there are a few rules about it. The maximum HP reduction debuff will be applied to participants on a winning streak in the 1 versus 1 match from the team battle. So if you beat someone, your HP will be reduced as you fight the next person. Which makes a small element of strategy applied, because if you send out your strongest person to fight first and the enemy team sends out their weakest twice in a row, your strongest player will have their maximum HP reduced, which means if they then send out a mid-level player that can beat your strongest with the HP reduction and then maybe beat the next player you send up, their strongest might be able to sweep the final 3 matches or something like that. So, apart from that, the final battle system has been reworked in tandem with this new team battle. So the final battles may be engaged in the following servers: Balanos, Serendia, Calphion, Medea, and Valencia 1 for each of them. Final battles consist of 3 rounds: the normal match, a head-to-head duels, and a full-scale war. Once the final battle has begun, you may not lead the battle, and if the adventurer who made the initial reservation for the battle fails to participate or closes the game before the battle is concluded, then this adventurer forfeits the battle, resulting in a loss for their guild. So up to 20 participants per guild can join the normal match. For the head-to-head duels, the organizers of the battle for each guild choose 5 guild members to participate in it. And once both guilds have chosen their participants, the organizers of the battle pick 1 adventurer each for the first match. So I'm assuming this is the exact same rules as the team battle, just up there. The third round, just like that, is a team deathmatch. Apart from that, the basic cooldown for resurrection when your character dies during Conquest Wars is now 1 minute. However, the maximum cooldown for resurrection is now 2 minutes. Recovery centers will reduce the cooldown for resurrection as they did before, and the basic resurrection cooldown for Node Wars has not been changed, 10 seconds. Apart from that, when the Node and Conquest War starts, you will now be transported to your guild's fort/command post if you're within the territory where the Node and Conquest War that you will be participating in takes place. If you're already close to your guild's fort or command post, you will not be transported. You'll only be transported if you're further than 90 meters away, give or take, depending on the local topography, so mountains and stuff. If you're part of the defensive guild for the Conquest War at the castles, you will not be transported if you're already inside the castle. And if you're not in the same territory as the Node or Conquest War you're participating in, you will not be transported to your guild's fort command post. In that case, you need to use the assemble function. Also, the Get Your Butts Over Here function has been renamed to the Assemble function. The amount of experience needed to gain additional contribution points when a player has less than 500 in total has been reduced. It's not a huge reduction, but it is a small reduction, so it's pretty nice. Apart from that, there really isn't much else important. The Node and Conquest War times have been adjusted to reflect daylight saving time, so they're back to 9 p.m. EST from 10 p.m. this last week. There is a new attendance event starting 1 hour from when this video is going up on March 15th, and the Clover Lover event has been added. I've got a video coming up on that as well. It's a pretty boring event, I'll be honest. It doesn't add too much. It's just kind of a filler event. Apart from that, NPC voice acting has been revised across the game in English. And class changes are really all just graphical glitches. There's nothing actual being changed. And there's not much else for quests or other interface changes either. There is a small change. In the Pearl Shop update, there are now life skill coupons, life skill exchange coupons, only for 2 weeks. And what they do is for 2,200 pearls, which is pretty expensive, you can transfer all your life skill experience from one character to another. But the life skill coupons are per life skill, so processing, cooking, fishing, etc. So you had to buy individual coupons for each life skill. The only reason I would buy these is if, for example, you have a main and you like grind on your main and you don't want to have to keep bringing them back to, for example, Heidel to cook every night or to process, then you could transfer that to another alt you have that has, for example, the weight or the processing of it already that you want to make your processing alt. But I mean, processing is such a cheap life skill level, same with cooking, that I wouldn't really bother anyways. So they're there, you know, they are notable if you need them. Anyways, guys, those are the patch notes for the March 14th, 2018 patch. I hope you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you like it, and have a good one.